Here we have a 2022 Audi RS5. Now this RS5 Sportback comes in Navarra blue metallic. And then we have black with crescendo red stitching, leather interior. And the powertrain of this RS5 is going to consist of a 2.9 liter bi-turbo V6 engine, made it to an 8-speed TipTronic automatic transmission. And that gives us 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. But as we get around to the front end here, we have LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights, and they don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But love the styling of this RS5. And this one has just a little over 1,000 miles on it, so still in impeccable shape. But coming around the wheels here, we get these nice 19-inch wheels, and then red brake calipers as well. And I'll show you what package all that's part of momentarily. But we get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Power door lock controls are here. And then to set your memory seat, just hit set and then hold the one you want to set it to. Then we have one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. We have individual electronic child locks for the back 2 doors. And then we have our power mirror controls here. So left side, off, right side. And then that's to heat the mirrors. And then turn it all the way to this side. You can power fold the mirrors. And then right here is where you'll see the blind spot monitor when it's on. But love the carbon fiber trim going on there. You have the Alcantara here. Just a great looking door panel all the way around. And then we do get a power lift gate, which we can control here. And then pretty good storage there, bottle holder. But Bang & Olufsen sound system sounds incredible on this vehicle. We're gonna pop this for later. Take a look under the hood. Little storage pocket there. And then we do have a manual tilt telescope steering wheel. Headlamp controls, gauge cluster brightness. And then here we have an 8-way power driver's seat with power lumbar support, 4-way power lumbar support, and then we do have massage function as well. And then on top of that, we have a manual thigh support here. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. And that's your space back there. I'll try and get in here for y'all. See what this looks like. It's certainly tight with this one being the Sportback, but not terrible. You can fit your kids back here, no problem. At least you should be able to. But very little room between the seat and then the bottom of the rear seat there. But we do get rear AC controls, which is nice. So that's set to auto. We can adjust the temperature there. Then we have 3-stage heated outboard seats as well. Then 2 USB-A ports and a 12 volt. Your AC vents are right there. I do like that we get the netted pockets on both sides. And then the middle seat does fold down. And then storage there. And then we do have the individual cup holders there, so that's pretty neat. But love the stitching and everything. These seats just look fantastic. And then dome lights here. Here's our grab handle. We could hang probably a metal hook or one plastic hook if we're lucky there. It's a pretty small hook there, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can make our way out of here. Let's take a look at the back end here. So we do get our LED tail lamps, but this exhaust sounds fantastic. Just a nice growl there. But we can open the tailgate from the back, the front. And then we do have the all-weather floor mats back here. Get nice netted pockets on both sides. And then lift this up. And there's your spare tire underneath there. Just bear with me one moment. Now to the fuel filler, just click here, gas cap, and then there's the recommended, I guess required fuel that you're supposed to put in here. Then back to the rear passenger side, If you want to fold the seat down, pull up there, and that'll fold flat when the front seats are up far enough, and you can run longer objects from the back all the way through the middle there to the front. And then pretty easy to lock it back into place. To the front passenger seat, I love that we get the same adjustability as the driver's side. 8-way power with 4-way power lumbar and a massage function. And I like the seatbelt design too. There's a trim that goes across. We get a lockable glove compartment. There's all that in there. And then let's look at this window sticker here. This one is priced at about $80,000 from Auto Collection of Murfreesboro, and huge shout out to them for allowing me to review this car today. But they're all the standard options on the left side. Hopefully it's not too blurry for you all. You can pause anywhere you need to. And then all of our options and packages are here. So sticker right at $85,125. So that dynamic package is what includes that red brake caliper package, and then we get that sport exhaust system, which is fantastic. Well, let's come back around to the front here. Pop this hood. So there's that 2.9 liter bi-turbo V6. Again, 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. Looks crazy underneath there. Well, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So as part of the RS package, we do get the nice Alcantara wrap steering wheel. Feels great. You can even heat that, touch of a button there, and it tells you the bottom left hand of the gauge cluster when it's on or off. But love how this feels. Can't wait to test it out on the road. But to the radio here, we do get AM, FM, and XM. We can set favorites, use search, all of that. And then we also have Bluetooth audio. And on top of that, we get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. So a huge plus there. And then this one does have the navigation package. So there's that. And you go to the search bar. You can either use voice recognition or you can type in your destinations. And then as you type out what you want, you'll get autofill recommendations up there and then actual destination suggestions to the right there. And then to connect your device, pretty easy to do. It'll just ask you to pull it up on your phone, and then it'll walk you right through it. Now, vehicle settings over here, you can control the Audi Drive Select from here. There are buttons for that, and I'll show you where that is after a while. Love the RS monitor here. You can see kind of what's going on with the oil, coolant, transmission fluid. And then you have your G meter, as well as your tire pressure monitors. And then driver assistance, all of that you can set up here. So if you want to set that lane assist, you can do that. Pre-sense and side assist as well. And then, like your garage door opener is right in here. You can set that up. Just tons of stuff that you can configure. And then we do have like XM weather. When that's hooked up, you can use that. And there's a home page there. I like this setting because you can have the nav, your phone, and whatever audio you're playing there. And then purchases, calendar, so on and so forth. But backup cameras here, and I love the guidelines file. You should turn the steering wheel. You get that kind of bird's eye view on the right side as well. The hazards are here. And then down here we have our dual zone automatic climate controls. You can set this to either set the rear, sync the front to, or you can set it to tri-zone. So it's pretty neat, you're able to do that. But it's hard to figure out how to get it to go back. But 3-stage heated seats for the driver, front passenger, And then fan speed, you can toggle up and down here, AC on and off there. And then fan direction, I like that you can control the fan direction for the right side and the left side individually. All right, there it is. I just wasn't hitting it hard enough to go to the top. So that's how we set that from rear to 3-zone to sync. All that can be controlled there. But down here we do have our drive select, so we can again just adjust the drive modes here. And you can see it on the bottom left side as it goes from auto to dynamic to comfort. And then we do have the RS modes right here. So RS1, RS2. Turn that fan speed down a little bit more. And then traction control toggles here, parking sensor toggle here, and then the screen toggles there. USB-A port, 12-volt, cup holders, little storage pocket here, and then volume knob here. So we can turn the volume up there, and then you can click there for mute or turn the whole system off. And then we can actually use that to go through track list or radio station presets right there. Or actually, it's the radio stations you go through manually, and then volume control right there. But electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage, and then for the shifter, hit this button, pull up for reverse, tap down for neutral, pull all the way down for drive, then you can tap for your sport mode, and that way you can manually shift there, and then press P for park. Wireless charging pad here, and then up here we have our dome lights we can toggle, and then we can set the doors or the lights to come on when the doors open. But this is for the power sunshade and the power sunroof. So hit it once to get the shade back, hit it twice to get it to slide all the way back, so all that's one touch. And then you can do it in reverse to close everything up. Or you could push this in to tilt it. There's view of the back seat from up here. And then over here to the left side stalk, blinkers here. And then you can toggle your high beams there and then turn them off that way. Or when you're in auto mode, that'll toggle your auto high beams there. And then paddle shifters behind. You can use this to go through the gauge cluster, the different sub menus. And then within each sub menu, you can use the scroll bar to go through everything. And then you can click for OK, hit over here, it's a back button. Then you can change your views by hitting that. And then set this up, click that, and that's just for your steering wheel button assignment. So you can use that. It can be a garage door opener, which is pretty neat. Use it for voice guidance. You can switch between radio, media, and all that. But RS button here again, and that's how you go through those drive modes. And heated steering wheel toggle, Bluetooth control, voice recognition, and then you can use these to go through, depending on what you're in, you can go through your track list there, and then radio stations. It's not showing. I need to scroll down a little bit. I think it went all the way back to the top, that's why. So it does tell you what you're on there, which I like. And then as I go through it, it kind of shows you all the stations, which I think this is one of the coolest things about this car. It only lets you get to the stations that have a good signal for the most part. And then you have 3 different HD modes as well, so you can get the best quality sound. But volume, mute there, and then you can scroll back down. And then we just have our standard cruise control, so we can turn that on there, and then, or we can turn it on here, excuse me, and we can adjust speed there. And I'll show you that on the test drive. And we can set everything there. And then for the windshield wipers, one time there, auto, low, high, and then that's off. And in auto mode, we can adjust the sensitivity here for those wipers. But there's the push button start. Finally, here's the key fob. And now to what I'm most excited about. Let's go ahead and take this 2022 Audi RS5 out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the test drive in this RS5, I did forget to mention the auto modes, which I love those because you can actually turn those on and off. So I can hit auto there, and and then I can just immediately turn it off and it goes back to the fan speed I had it set. And the vast majority of automatic climate control systems don't allow you to do that. You have to actually toggle the fan speed down. And I just love that you're able to do that with a touch of a button. But initial driving dynamics here, I mean, this thing is quick. Sounds good too, but especially on this rougher pavement, you can feel the sport suspension. It's extremely shaky, not uncomfortable, but you can feel the road everywhere, which if you're in the market for one of these, I would hope that that's a plus for you. Otherwise, you might want to go with just an S5 or just an A5, something of that nature. But this is a sporty variant, so you get those 19-inch wheels, the thinner tires. But most importantly, you get that performance. And for me, again, the ride doesn't necessarily bother me. It's noticeably stiff. But of course, if you have back issues or something like that, you do get the massage seat, so that'll help you. And again, you get that manual thigh support underneath. So I have the vehicle in the manual shift mode now, and the shifts, specifically in this RS1 drive mode, they're just instantaneous. It's crazy. Just listens to everything you tell it to do. Now the tires are a little loud. Again, I'm on a rougher stretch of pavement, but we're gonna go ahead and put our foot into it. Here we go. God. Oh man. That is incredible. Wow. That is fantastic. Gosh, I was not expecting that. I mean, I've not been surprised like that from a car in a long time. And this is just, my goodness. Very impressive. Just a very impressive car in terms of performance. My goodness. Now the ride on the interstate is actually pretty good. Again, it stiffs. When you hit those bumps, you get a little mini whiplash, but other than that, and I shouldn't say mini whiplash because it isn't terrible, but that's where you really feel that stiffer suspension. Otherwise, cruising down here where it's pretty much paved well, smooth, the ride is pretty good, not bouncy. Just a perfect amount of control throughout the vehicle. Again, when you hit a bump though, you just get a little bit of feedback there, to say the least. But I mean, the performance on this thing is 10 out of 10, just fantastic, especially for a bi-turbo V6. You just don't expect that kind of pull. Now, in terms of everyday driving, I feel like, so I have a Mustang Mach-E, and that ride is about as stiff, maybe a little stiffer than this one is, but just for how much I drive, I'd rather have the performance for my 40 to 50 mile round trip commutes as opposed to having something else. I just love having that sports steering feel. I love having something that's quick on its feet as opposed to getting something that rides a little better, maybe like an Accord or something. I'd take this all day, every day. And if you're in the market for something like this, you're probably the same way as I am. You rather have something that drives incredibly than something that necessarily rides like a Mercedes. But again, the ride quality is not terrible. This is just a sport-oriented vehicle in every sense. And it's just, this has been an Auto Collection of Murfreesboro for a second. I'm just surprised it hasn't been swooped up yet, because this is just, it's an impressive machine. It really is. Now, direct competitors for me, the first thing that comes to mind is the CT4 V, maybe even the V Blackwing. But I mean, the only issue that I have with this vehicle is just the space in here, but it is an RS5. If you want an RS6 or an RS8, you're gonna get more space in that. But, or RS7, excuse me. But you're gonna get a higher price point with those as well. And to me, if you're using this mostly for commuting, I mean, you're getting 18 miles per gallon city, 25 highway when you try. I don't know if most drivers would get that with this car, because you're gonna want to put your foot in this all the time. But to me, it's just a great vehicle. I mean, the looks, first of all, are fantastic. How good it feels behind the wheel is that much better. And it checks all the boxes for a sports car that's still a little practical. But overall, I do think this is a great car for the money, even at an $85,000 sticker. Just because this is one of the most fun cars I've driven, and I've driven a lot of cars. So it really impressed me, and it's really a sleeper. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2022 Audi RS5 Sportback.